Hey guys, what's up? So did you know that Saber's real name is Duan Meng? And this Duan Meng had always wanted to be a sword master ever since he knew how to suck a... I mean, ever since he learned to drink milk. The reason for this was probably because his hometown is where the legendary Tianmin Swordmaster sect was located. While every one of his peers were sleeping, he will train with his sword and put in that extra work in able to get ahead of his peers. Same as every boy in the village, he wanted to get into the Tianyin Swordmaster sect and become a disciple, and he knew that the requirement for entering such a legendary sect was high. So it seems like Duan Meng already knew of his priorities even as a small kid, a very focused child. Back when I was a kid, all I was worrying about was how to make a mixtape for my crush. Anyway, Saber, who still had no idea that it was gonna be his future name, trained day and night. Wind, storm, snow, he trained through all of it. And finally, the sacred temple of the sect opened up its doors for Duan Meng. Soon enough, his extraordinary talent and obsession with the sword attracted the attention of the sect's spiritual leader, Master Longma. Now, this Master Longma also used to be a disciple of the Great Dragon himself. Dang, the OG Great Dragon really has a lot of famous disciples. Even that samey guy from Kagure's story, or Yuzong and Oriental Fighters, even Akai's master, the Immortal Frog. Well, technically the frog wasn't a disciple, but still. Anything related to KDR Riverlands and the Great Dragon's name will pop out. He even imprisoned the Demigod's son. Imagine Great Dragon coming out as a hero. It would be OP. Anyways, this Master Longma took in Duan Meng as his disciple, and under his guidance, made Duan Meng excel among his peers and soon became the leader within the new generation of students. However, as time passed by, Duan Meng started getting bored of the stoic life within the sect. Every day, they would routinely perform their personal cultivations in the mountains. Despite being disciplined in his own training, this was not the life that he wanted. He had an insane obsession for swordsmanship, and his dream was to challenge the strongest of opponents and build his own legend throughout the world. Just like those legendary swordsmen he had heard of since he was a kid. However though, Master Longma denied his request to descend the mountains to start his sword-slashing, ego-building, strongest under the heavens kind of life. It's not time yet. You have not yet become a truly invincible swordsman, Master Longma said. The young Saber though didn't agree with his master's decision. He was confident in his abilities and believed that he could only further improve his swordsmanship through constant battle. He believed that experience through battle is what he needed, and not the spiritual cultivations that his master was so proud of. So despite his master's refusal, Duan Meng still descended the mountains and started his journey. In the following years, Duan Meng traveled all over Kadia Riverlands, defeating one swordsman after another, including even those that are members of the legendary Dragon Altar. Now, hold up. Members of the Dragon Altar? The story didn't specifically say, but I don't think it was any of the Oriental fighters. Maybe just some lower members of the Dragon Altar? Anyways, he continued battling skilled opponents, climbing toward the title of the best swordsman. He had not tasted defeat even once. That was until he met Zishu, who would later become his rival. Well, for him at least. The mysterious Zishu guy came from nowhere and even had no master. He had natural skills and sword techniques that flowed perfectly. It was like the guy was born to wield a sword. And in their battle, Zishu whooped Duan Meng's ass big time. Duan Meng couldn't even fight back. That was how big their difference were. So you wouldn't exactly call them rivals. Just imagine what Duan Meng felt during those times. He was a genius within the legendary Tianyin Swordmaster sect. He had defeated numerous skilled opponents, and even those guys from the Dragon Altar fell upon his sword. But he got his butt handed down to him by a random stranger. Just who the hell is this guy? Anyways, the defeated Saber decided to isolate himself in the mountains and train like crazy for 3 long years, doing nothing but sharpening his skills and improving his swordsmanship. And soon enough, the fated day arrived for their rematch. And again, he got his ass whooped, and his beloved sword even got cut in half. It seems like Zishu himself was also constantly improving, and from the looks of it, improving faster than Duan Meng. With his second defeat, Duan Meng remembered what his master had told him. It is not time yet. You have not yet become a truly invincible swordsman. But still, he couldn't understand what his master meant. He had done everything physically possible. There was no way for the sword in his hand to become any faster or stronger. It's like he has reached the level 99 cap limit. He didn't know what to do, so he decided to look for answers outside of the Cadia Riverlands. During his travels, he heard rumors about the Laboratory 1718. Yep, that infamous lab that shows up on a lot of hero stories on Mobile Legends. The rumor said that the laboratory has the ability to help a person break the physical limits of a human body through artificial transformation, granting them power that far surpasses their current one. Duan Meng, hearing of this, could not resist the temptation. If this was indeed possible, then it could be the answer he had been looking for. He had already felt his limits. But with this, he might have a chance to move forward and attain the peak of swordsmanship. He had to get stronger. That had been his goal ever since he was a kid. So long story short, the brilliant scientists in the Laboratory 1718 agreed on helping Saber surpass his human limits. After numerous science magic operations, the project was finally successful. The swordsmanship of Duan Meng, paired with the mechanical strength of science magic, created the ultimate human weapon. However though, after the operation, Duan Meng could not remember anything about his past, including his own name. That's where the codename Saber comes in, which was actually given by the head scientist of the project. Duan Meng, forgetting who he was actually all part of an evil plan schemed by the scientists of the Laboratory 1718. Dun dun dun. Well, you all kinda saw it coming, right? Anyways, with that, Saber became a tool used for hunting those who stood against the Laboratory 1718. The person Duan Meng no longer existed. Only a mere killing machine called Saber remained. So he killed and he killed and he killed, one dead body after another. All of it done because it was the orders of his new masters. However, as time went by, as Saber performed his killing strokes, his sword techniques, his familiar swordsmanship, again and again and again, something began to stir within him. The swordsmanship that he had honed through all his life was calling out to the warrior inside of him. He was not just a mere machine. He was Duan Meng, student of Long Ma, disciple of the great Tianyin Swordmaster sect. Well, it was just glimpses of those memories though. It was still a bit blurry for Saber. So Saber started questioning his existence. The memories inside his head will come and go. He needed to find out the truth. One night, tormented by the shards of memories from his past, Saber severed the neural control implant in his head and then destroyed the humanoid weapon project laboratory. So I'm guessing it was just a part of the Laboratory 1718. After that incident, the laboratory guys vowed to destroy Saber, someone who they consider as a failed experiment and a huge thorn on their side. The human weapon experiment was supposed to produce more killing machines like Saber, but Saber had destroyed the human weapon laboratory along with all its data. In the years that followed, Saber was chased and hunted down by the minions of the lab. That is currently his life right now, dodging or killing off the minions sent by the lab. And through all of that constant fighting, Saber vowed to himself to somehow discover his past self. Ironically though, all those fighting is what he actually wished for before he disobeyed his master and went down the mountains. Anyway, despite his messed up memories, one thing was crystal clear for him. Somewhere out there was a destined opponent waiting for his next challenge. And I think you guys know who that is, right?